All theories of globalization have been put hereunder in 8 categories. First is liberalism, political realism, Marxism, constructivism, postmodernism, feminism, transformationalism, and eclecticism. Each one of them carries several variations.
Theory of constructivism. Globalization has also arisen because of the way that people have mentally constructed a social world with particular symbols, language, images, and interpretation. It is the result of particular forms and dynamics of consciousness. Patterns of production and governance are second-order structures that derive from deeper cultural and socio-psychological forces. Such accounts of globalization have come from the fields of anthropology, humanities, media studies, and sociology.
For example, an agreement on the border dispute between China and Bhutan could change how both countries perceive each other. This change might lead to the establishment of an official relationship, the nature of which is friendship rather than enmity.
Theory of Marxism. Marxism is principally concerned with modes of production, social exploitation through unjust distribution, and social emancipation through the transcendence of capitalism. Marx himself anticipated the growth of globality, that capital by its nature drives beyond every spatial barrier to conquer the whole earth for its market. Accordingly to Marxists, globalization happens because trans-world connectivity enhances opportunity of profit-making and surplus accumulation.
Theory of feminism. It puts emphasis on social construction of masculinity and femininity. All other theories have identified the dynamics behind the rise of transplanetary and supra-territorial connectivity in technology, state, capital, identity, and the like.
An example of this is if a woman wants to be a mechanic, she should have the right and opportunity to do so.
Theory of postmodernism. Some other ideational perspective of globalization highlight the significance of structural power in the construction of identities, norms, and knowledge. They all are grouped under the label of postmodernism. They too, as Michel Foucault, thus strive to understand society in terms of knowledge power. Power structures shape knowledge. Certain knowledge structures support certain power hierarchies. The example of postmodernism is the idea that not all people would see stealing as negative.
Theory of transformationalism. This theory has been expounded by David Held and his colleagues. Accordingly, the term globalization reflects increased interconnectedness in political, economic, and cultural matters across the world, creating a shared social space.
Theory of political realism. Advocates of this theory are interested in question of state power, the pursuit of national interest, and conflict between states. According to them, states are inherently acquisitive and self-serving and heading for inevitable competition of power. Some of the scholars stand for a balance of power, where any attempt by one state to achieve world dominance is countered by collective resistance from other states.
An example of this is when the political realist fears centralized authority unless that authority is derived from the power of his or her own state. Theory of eclecticism. This theory is broad-based as it does not hold rigidly to a single paradigm. Therefore, in this regard, one will consider it to be the model approach to address concerns and developments revolving around the broad concept of globalization.
Theory of liberalism. Liberalism is the process of globalization as a market-led extension of modernization. At the most elementary level, it is the result of natural human desire for economic welfare and political liberty, just as transplanetary connectivity is derived from human drives to maximize material well-being and to exercise basic freedoms. These forces eventually interlink humanity across the planet.
That would be all for the theories of globalization and some of its examples. Thank you.